Yo, what is up, guys? Rockrufff here. I just wanted to show you guys my current wolf pack build. I know some of you have been asking, so here we go. So currently, I have 19 wolves. We got a cleric. We got well, two normal scallies from the rattling scepter, and then we also have a shockbot, which is a skeleton storm mage. I am going to be putting my PoE ninja or POB in the description, so you guys can take a look at what I have and everything. I can also quickly go through it right now. So currently I am a shaman, and at this point we have sacred flow for the extra spirit. We have a druidic champion, which really doesn't do anything. We really wanted to go to this node versus Wellspring, so we can get the rage regeneration. Originally, I went for the wisdom of the Magi just to see what kind of bonded modifiers there were, because you cannot see them in the game when you don't have this node allocated. So I wanted to see what kind of modifiers there were, and in the end I decided it's not really worth it, because I was only using like what, 2 runes to use the bonded modifier, which was, yeah, not very worth it to me. So I went to this node instead, and then we grabbed reactive growth. So this is what my tree looks like. So we went all the way this way, grabbed the jewel socket, went for Lord of the Wilds. Then we went a bit down here, grabbed some armor, some rage, and of course this is a very important node over here, commanding rage for our minions. Some more armor, and yeah, armor per rage. Then we went here for a little bit more armor as well. So we're basically trying to scale some armor, because we are a bit of a hybrid life build over here. Then we grab these two, pack encouragement, rallying form. Some more minion nodes over here. We grab the +2 limit for our pounds, which gives us 2 extra wolves. Went here for elemental resistance, minions, more spirit, reservation efficiency, which gives us more spirit as well. And then we went for gigantic following. Now the idea behind this was just to get, you know, the 20% more life damage, or the increased size. I don't think it really does anything. So yeah, it does reserve more this way, but I think it would have been, you know, a fun idea to do. We are currently, let's see, level 92, so we don't have all the points yet, but I was planning on going to get some minion crit over here. Crit chance, crit damage. But yeah, if I were to get any more points, I would probably maybe go for the socket over here, perhaps. We did anoint splintering falls on our amulet. I don't think I would have enough points to actually get all of this, so that's why I anointed it instead. But yeah, you could perhaps grab some of these knives over here to mean attacking cast speed. Yeah, we'll see where I will head towards after I get some more levels. Yeah, this is currently what my tree looks like. But anyway, going to our skill gems, well, these are the normal skills that comes with the talisman and the scepter. We have, well, I don't really use shred, so I don't think these supports really matter. Originally, I was without the regeneration of my ascendancy. I was using the rage on hit support to make rage, but at the end I felt like, well, it's not really working if I want my rage to be max every single time for my minions to be doing their maximum damage. So the support not really needed. Yeah, maybe Life Leech could be useful, but I don't really use Shred, so yeah, you won't be seeing me using it. Anyway, the Skeletal Warriors. So I went with the Scepter because I enjoy having my minions do the work for me, and I went to use the Rattling specifically for the Skeletal Warriors so they could do Calling Strike. But you can actually do Calling Strike with literally any of your other skills. If I were to put like a 6 socket on Crush Slash, for example, I could probably put Calling Strike instead. So honestly, a Rattling Scepter is not really needed. You could use a Omen Scepter that gives Malice. I think that might be a good, you know, alternative option for this. But yeah, if you want to use your own skills to do Culling Strike, you know, like you don't really need this, then yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but I am willing to try it in in a bit. But yeah, this is what my Skeletal Warrior looks like. It's got the Techra's Revenge. Honestly, I don't really think they die a lot, so I don't think this is really necessary. You can go with like the normal Last Gasp if you want. But yeah, we got Mute Shield, we got Minion Mastery. I didn't really know what to put as the last socket here, so I just put the +1. Anyway, we've got Arctic Howl with Echoing Cry, Magnified Area, Prolonged Duration, and then we got Second Wind. So Arctic Howl, you know, it gives a buff to allies. So it's actually really nice if you get this off. However, it only works when you freeze enemies that are primed for freeze. That's when you get the buff. So yeah, you would actually have to freeze. And in order to freeze, we are using Lunar Assault, which I will get back to. So we have Crush Slash with Uruk Smelting. Sometimes I see the debuff when they take the 5% increase physical, but it doesn't really go up to 20. So I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to increase that, but at least the 5% works, so I guess 5% is still 5% increased physical damage taken, right? We have Blind, Maim, Bleed. Now, the reason for Bleed being here is because I just wanted to fill up the slot with something, and I think Bleed might just be, you know, an okay support to fill with. We got Lunar Blessing. Lunar Blessing is actually a really good buff. It also works on your minions. So it works on yourself and it works on your minions. So it's actually a really cool skill to use, and it does a lot of damage as well. So we have skill effect duration over here, the prolonged duration, I mean. We got Second Wind with Potent Exposure, and then we have Exposing Cry. So we are basically trying to apply exposure using the Lunar Blessing as well. For that, you do have to be near like mobs for it. Otherwise, it doesn't really apply the exposure. And we have the efficiency too, because I realized that without efficiency, it is going to cost at least half of my mana or more. Yeah, 603. So without it's 603, with it's 362 mana. So at least, you know, less mana used. We've got Time of Need because we can't use any charm slots. Because if we do use our charm slots, we will lose the spirits that is given from our ascendancy. So together with Time of Need, we have Upwelling, which gives us more damage while you are not at full mana. And then we have Prolonged Duration. I'm not sure if Prolonged Duration actually works with Time of Need, or if I should have done the other duration that shortens it. But yeah, if anyone would like to tell me about that, please let me know in the comments. Then we have Wolf Pack, which is our main skill over here. We have Feeding Frenzy, Rapid Attacks, Heavy Swing, Heft, and Minion Mastery. Our skill is, let's see, with our scepter, it is 31, which gives us 9 wolves. So we have in total 19 wolves. Then we have pounds, which gives us also minions. So there's minions from wolf pack, which gives us 9 minions. And then there's minions from pounds, which work differently. So the way wolf pack works, it's a companion skill. And then we have pounds, which is a minion skill, which does not count as a companion skill. So there are some notes that I have on the tree that does say companion. Well, unfortunately, it does not work for the pounds minions. Only works for wolf pack minions. So for example, we have rallying form, which gives companions onslaught. That does not work for the pounds minions, unfortunately. But yeah, we took it anyway. So for pounds, we have Holy Descent. I don't really find any other useful support that I would want to go with other than the one that gives days on hit on full life enemies. You might want to swap it out with that if you prefer that. Let me see if I can find the gem for it. Yeah, so opening move. You could put opening move on this instead if you prefer. For some reason I'm preferring Holy Descent because minions, they do take a lot of damage in maps, and yeah, they die pretty often sometimes, depending on, you know, how difficult the mobs are. So sometimes on difficult mobs they do tend to die. So yeah, I think Consecrated Ground might be like a good reason to try and keep them alive, right? We have Mark for Dead, which is really good. Gives armor broken, and it breaks armor really fast. Then we have Eternal Mark. Eternal Mark, well, it already says in the description, the mark skills are not consumed. So if we use pounds, and then we use cross slash, because cross slash allows us to activate the mark. So with the mark not being consumed, we can basically use cross slash again and summon another minion. But yeah, the minions don't die that often, so you don't need to do this very often. But yeah, I do like to use pounds and cross slash a lot because the mark itself also gives like increased damage taken for each of its enemies within 6 meters of it. So either way, you want to use pounds. And either way, I want to use cross slash to apply blind, maim with all these debuffs, right? So I'll be using this combo a lot. Yeah, next we have overabundance, and then we have efficiency, because pounds started to cost a lot because of its level. Like, as you can see, everything else is like level below 30, except for Wolfpack. But pounds went up to 35 because at some point I had like a +7 to melee talisman, and I wanted to see how that worked. But I don't really think the plus melee matters that much. But I'm not sure about that. Because right now I have a +5 from the essence. But yeah. Anyway, going to our next skill, we got Skeletal Cleric with Porter's Brain, Rapid Casting, Minion Mastery. I'm gonna go through it a little bit faster. I feel like I am talking for a very long time. But yeah, we got Skeletal Storm Mage with Shock, Shock Conduction, Overcharge, Last Gasp, and Lasting Shock. So this is basically our Shock Bud. He shocks, and that gives us 20% increased damage taken to any monster that it shocks. And then we've got Lunar Assault. We are using Bethesda's Vengeance. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. This support in particular If you freeze the target, your allies in your presence gain 1% damage as cool damage for 20 seconds for each rage you have, by the way. So I have like 65 rage usually, most of the time. So that would be like 65%, I believe. Yeah, then we have rapid attacks. We got efficiency also because, you know, we are basically using Lunar Assault as our default skill to freeze stuff. And Lunar Assault is also the skill we are using in order to proc our Gothic Howl. Then we have, yeah, the freeze for more freeze buildup, and we got called penetration. So those are the skills. Now we are going to my gear. So this is my talisman. So these runes I was originally using for the bonded modifier. Bonded modifier was giving us like 20% increased minion damage per rune. So that would be, I believe, 40 in total. But yeah, we have a Fang talisman, which is you're using it for the implicit that gives us minion deals increased damage. We've got a bunch of physical damage. At first, I wanted to make a high physical talisman with minions deal increased damage if you've hit recently, but honestly, I'm not sure how much it matters for me to use physical because I am mostly using my minions to deal damage. So, but I guess it's nice to like scale it either way. Then we have, yeah. So this is our most important modifier, I believe. That means deal increased damage if you've hit recently. So when you've hit recently, it refers to the past 4 seconds. So you want to basically hit with any of your skills. Like usually we just do this, right? To hit stuff. So every time we hit things, they get that increased damage, which is really nice. I don't think there's any other modifiers I really wanted on this. Not that I think of, but yeah, that's basically what's most important there. Then we have our glove, which is a +2 melee skill with some resistance and life. I would prefer this to be like an armor energy shield base, but when I tried to look for it, very expensive. Then we have our helmet, which is a +2 minion skill with life, resistance, and very important spirit reservation efficiency. We have a chest piece over here with spirit, a lot of spirit. Would have preferred a higher life roll with some resistance and spirit reservation efficiency also. Then we have our belt with high life, strength, and some resistance and armor. We have our ring over here. This is our first ring with resistance life, and then we want the minions deal increased damage if you've hit recently. This is the other ring, very similar. Resistance life means if deal increased damage if you hit recently. Very important mod, I feel like. You can also roll this mod on your amulet, but I haven't been able to do so because I wanted to try and roll spirit on my amulet, and this is what my amulet looks like at the moment. I really wanted to try and get spirit, but as you can see, it rolled maximum energy shield instead. But yeah, mostly what you want on this is yeah, resistance, minion skill, +3 is very important, and some life. And if you can get spirit, or if you don't need the spirit, like for example, I don't really need the spirit at the moment, so I could try and reroll this into a means deal increased damage if you hit recently on my amulet. And then we have the allocation splintering force. Here we have our boots, some speed, resistance, life, not super special. And then we have our scepter, which is probably the most important thing over here for our minions. So we have a +4 with increased spirit. Increased spirit is pretty important. Without it, I think I wouldn't be able to summon some of my, some of my minions. But yeah, I think this could be improved as well. Would rather have increased attack speed for allies in presence as a suffix, but I didn't get to roll that. But yeah, like I said, another scepter that you could use the base for is an Omen scepter. And yeah, you just would want it to look kind of like this, but maybe with attack speed instead, if you can roll it. Yeah, I will let you guys know once I use an Omen scepter that I've crafted on and see, you know, how much better I like it or not. Yeah, I will let you guys know. Yeah, that's basically my gear. So yeah, now we are going to run a map. I hope I didn't really forget to mention anything. I'm just gonna grab a tier 15. Well, this one's got 2 modifiers on it. We're just gonna put this in here. Just gonna roll it. Gonna do this, then use that. And I'm gonna show you guys what it's like to do a map with the Wolfpack minions. Alright. Recently did a Citadel. Let's pick a map with a boss in it, perhaps. And do 3 mechanics. Grab a tablet. Let's do maybe an Abyss. Let's see, just try and modify it. I think you can only have 4, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this map. I think these 3 tablets are fine, right? We could regal this one. Regal Exalt. Get something cool. Alright, here we go. Level 80. 3 tablets. Tier 15 with 8 mods. So, like I explained earlier, we're gonna be using our Lunar Assault a lot. Also, don't try and be inside monster groups too much. We don't have that much life. Sometimes I do get 1 shot. But yeah. Just use your Lunar Assault as much as you can. And then once you see you frozen or almost frozen something, because usually when you almost freeze something, there's like an icon that appears. Like a small, I don't know what kind of icon it is. It's like a white icon that appears on mobs. It's really hard to show because the mobs are dying pretty quickly. Yeah, use your Lunar Blessing when you're in need of more damage boost. And then try and use your Howl when you're seeing things are about to freeze. You will be using your Mana Flask a lot because I am using loads of mana. And if there's like a bigger mob, like in this rare mob, for example, you pounce on it. And then maybe do the cross slash. I ran out of mana to do so, but yeah. You do be using quite a few buttons for this build, but I do say it feels pretty good to map with it. Oh, got a fracturing orb.
I need more time for that.
Let's see if we can find the boss here to show you guys the boss damage. Not sure which way we are going. Kind of lost there. Oh. Okay, well that is one of the one-shots.
I find your lack of faith disappointing.
Yeah, so sometimes that happens. Yeah, most of the time it is comfortable mapping. Unfortunately, we did die there, but yeah. Couldn't have seen that one coming. I guess I could have been more careful. Let's try another map. And get to the boss.
Oh well. Talokura.
Unfortunately, having a lifeboat, yeah. It does kind of suck to have lifeboats in this game, I feel like. Because you can only have so much life. There's no life notes on the tree, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, you can't expect to be one-shotted at some point. You're like, oh, I'm going through a map very smoothly, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're dead. I'm just gonna skip the mechanics for this one because, oh, I'm taking a lot of damage too. Okay, boss is not here.
Wilds take you.
Another fracturing orb.
Nature takes what's old.
Oh, we found it.
I need more time for that.
And there we go. Alright, I will be clearing the rest of the map. But yeah, this is basically what it looks like to do maps with this build. If you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I guess this marks the end of the video. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye bye.